Welcome. My name is Barney Reese. I am the author of How Blessed You Are in God's Promises. Today I want to talk to you more about the concepts of the universe and becoming the best version of you. The reason I do these simple videos is to try to help you become the best version of you by the stuff that I study. Sometimes I'll read a book that takes me 10 hours to read, and I'll find something out that resonates with me and I'll share it with you. So if you're enjoying my videos, please give me a like, a follow, let other people know about me. I try to do them at least 3 to 5 days a week. Let's get started. When you start, it seems sometimes that you're not making no progress. I run into the same problems. I feel like I'm not making no progress. What am I doing? Why am I doing all this? How is this happening this way? Sometimes you have to go backwards. Now, what I mean by this is you have to go back and look at what you've already accomplished. You may have started working with your mom and dad at a very young age. You worked in fast food. You worked bussing tables. You worked in service merchandise. You worked in other places or other department stores or other things like that. You did job after job, odd job after job. You never saw anything. You eventually had a chance to go somewhere and you took it. Some of you may join the Air Force. Some of you may went to college. Some of them may have done both. You come back. Now here's what's going to separate you from the rest. You only fail when you quit. Fail is first attempt in learning. Memorize that and live that. Also, you should have something that resonates with you. If you go to church, a lot of people you hear, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Now, Christ is Christo. Christo is energy that gets to the top of your head and beyond. So the minute you say this, you're actually releasing energy out of your 30 trillion cells and bringing it to the top of your head and beyond. Remember, you are a transmitter. You're always transmitting to the universe, and whatever it receives, it sends back to you. Most of you think that you're just there, but no, there's just no possible way. 400 bytes per second, 400 billion bytes per second is what you do. You have over 60,000 thoughts in one day. Now, I'm repeating this so that you can understand what you are. Your heart is a magnetic field. This means it disperses every day, and you get that. But your heart chakra is energy. Your brain is 15 supercomputers that have never been done. Now, a lot of times you'll be doing stuff that you do over and over again till you get it. In my opinion, your synapses in your brain have to connect and start wiring and firing for you to understand it. Maybe you're learning a new boxing move. You're doing it over and over again. You just don't think you can get it. Stop. Take a break. Maybe you're studying for a test and it just don't seem like nothing's working for you. Stop. Take a break. When you start to do this, you'll get better. This is interesting, and I'll share it with you. There was 2 players on a basketball team. One practiced every single day. The other only practiced in their mind. Now, they did this for 1 week. Which one do you think did the best? They both practiced the same hour a day, but one was only in their mind. Now, this is going to shock you because people are going to say the person who practiced every day. No, that was not true. It was the person who had perfected everything in their mind, so when they did do it, their body was already doing these things in their mind, and their body was ready for it, and they made more shots than the person who had practiced every day. Hard to believe, but true. Your mind is a very powerful thing. It's the only thing that you have that when you close your eyes, you can imagine being on a pirate ship and be there. You can imagine being in another world and you can be there. I love to see children that play. Because whatever they're playing, they may have used to been in another life. Now, this is kind of out there, and I had no intentions of doing this, but it could be possible. But learn to imagine, because imagine, dreams do come true. Even in the Bible, some of people that met God, or the creator of all this and all will be, was in a dream. So dreams can become a very wonderful thing. You need to learn to decipher dreams sometimes because they may be that. Now, when you go to sleep, you leave your body. Your body sleeps, you never do. The light being inside of you don't need any sleep, but your body does require sleep. This is your mode of transportation. Without it, you're not going to get very far. Some people didn't get the greatest mode of transportation, but it's what you have. Why do you protect what you have in your body? If you destroy your mind, it's harder for you to do things. If you destroy your body with drugs and alcohol and other things like that in mass quantities over and over again, or drugs that have never been invented, and all of a sudden you think your body's just going to take that, it'll take it for so long, and then it will eventually kill you. Most people that get in this shape, it's sad because they're living in a world and they're living in a conscious level. Now, when you understand that you do all this yourself, what can you not do? What are you not trying to do? So once you find out where you're at, then you say, okay, where am I going? Think of yourself in a ship or a boat. Just say a rowboat. You can go north, south, east, or west. But you got to go one way or another. And you got to stay on that path no matter what. And you got to believe and dream and imagine and visualize what you really want in your life. You're going to have to dig deep. This is not going to come easy. This may be the hardest you've ever done in your life. Some say, well, I want to be such as it. Whatever you want to be, go do it. Time is not your friend, and you only have so much life essence, and then you go home. The rest of this stuff, I'm confused about, because I know how people do just by looking at our politicians. I'm sure some of the first churches done the same thing to get more people in there. And understand how the Bible was made. It was made by people that had no education and gave the information to the priest, and the priest deciphered it and then decided he would put it into here. So every time they've translated the Bible, they've lost about 60,000 words. Now, the Bible came from all different religions, not one. Now, that's where people miss it. They think it's all one. No, it came from a lot of different things. Now, when you go further back than the Bible, you start to realize that some of the stuff may have repeated itself or been stories over and over again. So learn to decipher what may be real and what be false. We may have come from something else. Egypt is very interesting in the fact that the Thoth was supposedly there at that time. Now, Yeshua was Jesus. That's his real name, Yeshua. And he had a rich uncle that had ships, according to Dolores Cannon. You can look her up. And Dolores Cannon said that he would go with his uncle in these ships while he was a tin maker to buy tin. And while he was buying tin, he would drop Jesus off at maybe to see the droids or somewhere else. He had studied many different things, and he was also in the scene. Now, he also had the ability to memorize anything he saw one time. So he had a photographic memory. Now, that means when he went to Egypt, he disappears at 12 in the Bible. He just vanishes. We don't know where he went. But then he comes back at 33, the man of the Son of God. Well, we are all sons and daughters of God. We are all the spark of God. This is what he was trying to teach you before they eventually hung him on a cross and killed him for things that had nothing to do with what they tell you in the Bible. And he supposedly rose within 3 days. I never saw him rise. Mary Magdalene supposedly saw him rise, and Mary Magdalene may have been his wife. Now, I'm not trying to knock religion. I'm just telling you like it is and what I've studied for a long time to get to where I'm at. Some of you don't want to hear this. That's fine. But he also studied Buddhism. He studied under Thoth. He also studied Hinduism. And then he came back with Christianity. Now, this we know. So he was one of the greatest spiritual teachers that ever walked. And he had excelled higher in Buddhism than anything. And how far he went and what he was able to do, I do not know. But I know he had to meditate a lot. Even in the Bible, it tells you that he would be away from his disciples, so he would most likely be meditating or praying, as they called it back then. But it was a form of meditation, I assure you. This is how you get your energy up to the top of your head and beyond. And he even said, I am one with God, because he had meditated so long until he had actually met the Creator in meditation. So I'm hoping this helps some people that need to hear this. I may have upset some people. I'm not trying to, just telling you what I've learned. As always, love yourself, for you truly are loved. Thank you. Goodbye.